Welcome, Veronica. Thank you for joining us for 10 questions for a biker. Are you ready?
Yes.
For your 10 questions? For a lady motorcyclist. Alrighty. First question. It's kind of a two-parter. What was your very first motorcycle experience? How old were you, and who taught you to ride a bike?
My first motorcycle experience was when I was about 4 years old.
Right.
My family, they all ride motorcycles, and they used to pick me up from school.
Right.
From elementary
On a
school,
motorcycle?
On a motorcycle. And so people would laugh because the helmet was so big on me and I was so little.
That's so cool. So you were basically 5 years old, riding on the back of your dad's bike, being picked up, and hanging onto the back.
Yeah.
Very cool. Who first taught you to ride?
I had a friend who taught me how to ride.
Right.
I bought my first bike from him too, and that was a 250 Suzuki GZ.
There we go. So my next question was, what was your first motorcycle that you were owned or were given? So a Suzuki 250 GZ. We use those as training bikes.
Yeah.
They're a great Japanese training bike for students, a good first bike to learn on. So cool. Can I ask how old you were when you first got your first bike?
Sure, I think I was about 25.
About 25? So you were so you had all that experience and then you didn't start riding until you were 25. You weren't one of those 17-year-old girls who are like, I want my first bike. No, your parents were like, nope, you're not riding on the road.
No, I was just so busy.
So busy with life and work.
School.
Yeah, okay. What is your current motorcycle and why did you choose it?
So I have a couple different motorcycles that I use for different purposes.
Right.
But the one that I last got, my most recent bike, is the Heritage, the Harley Heritage.
Harley Heritage? Okay. Is that the one we have here today? So we can do a quick walk around? You can show me your bike? All right, we'll do that. Why did you choose it?
Because I want to go long trips.
All right.
And the other bikes that I have, they're not as comfortable and I can't carry as much luggage.
All right, so you wanted a touring bike specifically for long distance motorcycles.
Yeah.
What are your other bikes?
I have a Ninja 400cc.
Okay.
And I have a Harley Sportster.
Cool. So you're a three bike owner. That's amazing. That's awesome. How often do you ride?
I ride all the time. I ride at least once a week.
At least once a week. Mainly weekends or when you have days off? Just doesn't matter.
Sometimes I ride to work. Sometimes I ride, around town.
But you have a car, so it's not like bikes are your only source of transport. It's for fun. Cool. If you could take a long road trip on a motorcycle, where would you go and who would you want to take with you?
So
alive or dead? It could be a celebrity.
My goal is to go to Florida. I want to ride to Florida.
So from Los Angeles, California to Miami Beach, Florida, across the country, 3,000 miles.
That's the goal.
Wow, that's a road trip. Who would you want to take if you did it?
I have a motorcycle club that I belong to.
Okay.
And I would really like to go with them.
All right, cool. If you could only own one motorcycle, what would it be? This would be the only bike that you get to live with for the rest of your life. It'll magically never go wrong. It'll never need repairs, but it's going to be the only bike you ride for the rest of your life.
I want a CVO.
A CVO, Harley's CVO? I had the fantastic experience of riding Cali Muscle's CVO. He bought a brand new 2021 CVO, red one. You can see that in one of my other videos, but yeah, I got to ride that. The $50,000 motorcycle. Wow. Amazing. So yeah, I gave him some training, but that was a good experience riding. But your Heritage isn't that much different. Weight-wise, balance, handling. It's just the CVO is a lot more fairy. It's bigger. All over bigger.
Way bigger.
Okay. Do you have a favorite motorcycle YouTuber or a YouTube motorcycle channel that you follow? What would that be?
Yeah, there were a couple. There's Dan the fireman.
Dan is great.
I learned a lot of things from him. And me and his girlfriend actually had the same bikes at one point.
Okay.
That was really cool because she was learning and I was watching and I had the exact same experience when I was learning and on the same bikes. It was really cool. So he has she has a 300 Rebel, Honda Rebel, and that's one of the bikes I had. And then he had a 1200 Sportster, I think, and that's the other bike I had. So I was able to see her progress with the same bikes I had.
Interesting. Cool. All right, question number 8. What's the scariest thing that ever happened to you while riding a motorcycle?
Probably the time that a turkey came. I was going pretty fast on my way to...
a turkey?
Yeah, it was a giant turkey. It was about I don't know, 3 feet turkey, but it was a huge turkey.
Right.
And it just got in the middle.
A
of the
30-pound bird, basically.
Yeah.
And he ran at you?
It ran. It like saw me and it ran towards me, but I was able to maneuver around it.
A swerve?
I was able to swerve.
How fast were you going? Do you remember?
About 65.
So a swerve at 65 to avoid a 30-pound turkey.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know, if you'd hit it, it would just have been a cloud of feathers. Because a 700-pound motorcycle at 65 miles an hour is no match for a turkey. But I'm glad you're okay. Scary though, right?
That was scary.
A pucker moment.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh no. But if you ride through the national parks, you've got to watch out for animals. I mean, anywhere in these hills in California, but national parks, especially where there's deer, buffalo, bison, you know, big animals.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your most favorite thing about motorcycle riding? Question number 9. What do you love most about it? We know it's dangerous. Why do you do it? Why do you keep doing it?
I love everything about it.
Well, what's your most favorite thing?
I love going through canyons.
Canyon riding.
Canyon riding. I love seeing nature. I love smelling everything. I love being in control of something. But at the same time, it's like being on a roller coaster, right? You're in control.
You're in control. But you're in control. Cool. All right, question number 10. What's the best piece of advice you can give new riders?
Take the class. Take the what is it? CMSP class. Take it. That was the most important thing. I had been riding for about 5 years before I took it. But when I took it, it changed a lot of my riding. I was way more confident.
So before you took the class, you already had your motorcycle license, or were you riding without one?
I was riding without one. I had a permit.
Okay.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
No, not the same. And you're so much more confident. You learn so many things. I tell all my friends that if you're going to learn from class. Don't learn from your friends.
Learn from a professional instructor. Yes. Teach you, learn to do it right, and then practice, right?
Yeah, because when I took the class, there were beginners who had better grades than I did because I already had those bad habits.
Right, you have to unlearn the bad habits and relearn the right ones to do.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, but I'm really glad, you know, we got to train you and that you came back for some more parking lot practice. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being on camera. Final potluck question, just for fun. Do you have a dream bike that you'd like to ride? We talked about the dream bike that you want to own. Is there a bike that you would just like to have the experience of?
A Ducati.
A Ducati, a big Ducati, a sports bike, like a MotoGP one?
That would be
You want to feel what 200 horsepower is like underneath you? Okay, cool. All right. Ride safely.
Thank you.
Good luck on your road trips. I know you're planning a road trip.
Yes, thank you.
Be safe. Wear all your gear and practice, practice, practice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.